Richmond started without vice-captain Cotchin, Foley, Grigg, Jackson and Grimes as the Tigers were looking to build on the victory over Hawthorn and the loss to North Melbourne in round one. New Fremantle coach Ross Lyon believes the Dockers need to become an 11-goal better team to match it with the heavyweights. Nathan Fife-fired Fremantle ahead from a position he could barely miss before Brad Miller replied for Richmond.
So Miller started the season very brightly indeed.
Jake King fed Jack Revolt to convert the Tigers second before the number 8 played provider going over the top to find Robin Nahas for an 18-6 lead.
Nahas said thank you very much. Tigers have got 3.
Greg Broughton spied an opening through heavy traffic to get the Dockers back within a goal by quarter time.
How about that? Quick to boot.
Tyrone Vickery timed his run to perfection to set up the Tigers' first of the second quarter before Revolt rifled one in from out wide.
And the goalpole likes that. He likes the look of it.
Steady hands and poise by Kepler Bradley trimmed the margin. Chris Mayne with the footwork lifted Fremantle to within a point.
The last man standing might just kick the goal.
Richmond conceded a free kick and 19-year-old Jaden Pitt converted it for the Dockers to lead before Fremantle increased the margin with a well-worked team goal soon after the restart.
Mazungo gets past Ferrier, kicks into the 50, didn't take it, Jack. Little side step back into the middle. They're lining up. Mellington, that looks good off the left. They're up and rolling now, Fremantle.
At half-time, Fremantle 6-6-42, Richmond 5-2-32. Revolt was rested for the second half as the Dockers opened the term in the way they closed the second quarter, this time with Pitt at the end of the chain.
Yeah, terrific combination, and Pitt puts it through.
Bradley extended the margin to more than 3 goals before Richmond restored the half-time gap with 6-pointers from Todd Elton and Ruckman Tom Derricks.
A ruckman that can kick goals from those sort of shots, Jono. Gotta love that.
Just before the final change, Fremantle extended the lead to 21 points, thanks to Hayden Ballantyne's patrol to shepherd through Greg Broughton's super goal.
The little man versus the big man. And is there a free? There's not. It's 9.
Matt de Boer skipped away to give Fremantle extra breathing space before the Tigers made a charge.
Johnson brought half his teammates down and Marriage said thank you. I'll put that one through, and the Tigers are coming.
3 goals in 5 minutes bridged the gap to just 7 points.
Robin Nahas. Oh, it's going to hold its line. It's through.
Just 2 games last year, Josh Mellington showed great composure and maturity to snap the Tigers' streak.
Worked onto the left. He's a smart player. Oh, he's a very smart player.
Fremantle took over after that, and Bradley's 3rd goal gave the Dockers more confidence.
Hurried onto the boot, but he knew what he was doing.
5 goals in 10 minutes concealed the struggle Fremantle had throughout the match.
Gets it to Pitt, and another one. They're running all over the top of them now.
Full-time Fremantle 114-12, 105. Richmond 10-7, 67. Charles Christian, Big Pond Sport.
Both teams had some top-flight players out. I mean, Cotchin's a star, had a few others, Foley, and we had a couple as well. So Aaron had planned to play and he just tightened up in his calf, so we just tapped him out. There was no risk. So yeah, it was trying conditions. We're all still building, and I thought, you know, Richmond put up really good effort, and it's a very difficult trip for them to fly over and the heat and limited interchange. So from our end, I was disappointed with the first half of the first quarter and the first half of the last quarter, where we're just a bit flippant with the ball, turned it over, and you know, they had those couple of periods where they scored some easy goals, but outside of that, I thought it was some consistently good effort, and how we wanted to defend was pretty strong. They got out a few times for easy goals, but I thought overall we're improving our defence, and we still, you know, moved the ball really quick and competed really well. So, you know, round 1 we're going to have to be great against Geelong, and tonight I thought we're good for about 3 out of the 4 quarters, so it was a step forward, and some of our young players improved. You know, like Josh Mellington's hardness and competing was really strong, and Zach Clark coming to the ruck, and Griffin, so, you know, and Pitt. So there's some really good play out of our young players, and Lee Spur coming and contributed. So, There's some reasonable signs and competition for spots, which is good.
Sandlands, the tightness, did that happen during the warm-up?
Yeah, really early. Yeah, almost pre-warm-up. I don't think he got to his warm-up. I think they go out and they trotted around, and we're certainly at them to communicate if anything changes. It's really a high priority to get through unscathed, so he's really important to us. And it was good to play without Aaron. It was good for me to see how we went, and Mark's saying stoppage coach, and so we're really confident that there's nothing wrong with Aaron, and he'll play round one.
What was your approach with, I guess, getting minutes into players' styles? You used 24 players, did you?
Yeah, basically the same. You know, just conditioning minutes, getting as many minutes as we can into as many as we can. So not very different to, I'm not sure how many we used in round one, might have been 23, and we subbed Jack Anthony out really late because he'd worked really hard. So yeah, at the end of the day, as far as I know, everyone got through unscathed and we got lots of minutes in, and you know, we practice how we want to play a bit.
Like in Neil's had 2 good hit-outs now. How close is he to maybe forcing his way to the side going around?
Well, I'll tell you what, he was closer than he was 2 weeks ago. He's certainly, you know, making people take notice of him, which is good. And yeah, I thought he was a bit up and down. Started really well, then he had a quiet period, and we subbed him, and then he come again. So yeah, he's moving on the right direction. He's got a bit of work to do yet, though.
Do you think it'll be one of those diamonds in the rough, hitting number 50?
Oh, don't know. It's one swallow doesn't make a summer, does it? If we're throwing out analogies.
What were your thoughts on the forward line tonight, Ross, particularly Kepler Bradley?
I think Kepler played his role. You know, I think we kicked 100 points plus, did we? Yeah, so obviously functioned okay.
And then McPhee, how did you view his performance? Obviously got a lot on the ball.
Yeah, as I said, look, I thought it was a real team contribution. I think some players got more of it than others, but, you know, I thought I'm really looking at systems at the minute and effort, and sometimes some player benefits from, you know, I thought Matty de Boer, his chasing and tackling was really strong and mainly, but they didn't get a lot of ball. But who's the beneficiary of that pressure? Maybe it was Adam McPhee. So, you know, we like to credit all players, and everyone played their role, and I thought Adam benefited. I think you see when your forward pressure's not great how it can get out and make your backs look silly, or, you know, your midfield forward pressure can make your backs look really good. So, you know, it's a totally integrated system and they rely on each other. And Adam at times was a beneficiary, and at times he got exposed.
Greg Gordon tended to play a lot in the midfield. Is that a role you're looking at?
I think it's a role he's played before, isn't it? I think he came fourth in the best and fairest and played midfield last year. So played a bit down back, a bit in the midfield, and yeah, I'm probably obviously a bit more reluctant to individualise than you guys are.
Peter Fulks, Ross, understand, got a bit of a knock to his knee yesterday.
Yeah.
How's he?
Yeah, I didn't see it occur. I got an email through from the doc and the physio, and then I like to be informed, so everyone rings. That's nice. And yeah, basically he's been cleared. He's got a bit of bruising, and sometimes it takes 48 hours. But the scan, I haven't had detailed discussions, but he was up and about, and he said I'm fine. And so on the surface, you know, hopefully it's just bruising, you know. But apparently it looked quite awkward. I didn't see it, but it didn't look great. But I think he got out unscathed, you know. I think, hey?
Sorry, you feel you're obviously improving on your first NAB Cup performances?
Yeah, I think it was a fair athletic challenge today. Do you know what I mean? I think round one puts enormous stress on all teams, and there's a lot of uniqueness. Do you know what I mean? And obviously it was very hot today, so yeah, I think we've improved a little bit. You know, so both young squads, aren't they? You know, we're a young squad and they're a young squad, and both teams. What do you make of it? Who knows? I remember in 2009, we lost our last practice match by 80 points against Port Adelaide. Went on to win 20 in a row, so who would have saw that coming?
Yeah, listen, I think, you know, from our point of view, probably the first half is a true reflection of where, you know, we're at. I think we took 5 or 6 of our senior blokes off, and then probably the other 2 or 3, you know, just after three-quarter time. So overall, we saw some good signs. There's some things obviously we've got to work on, probably like Freo as well. But, you know, it gave the younger guys some experience in that last quarter, which I think he had a backline at one stage at the grand total of 83 games. I think Lukey McGuire had 80 of those. So, you know, it was good test for those guys. They certainly learnt the pace of the game and something they can take home and build on.
Who were you pleased with out of the younger fellas in that second half?
Oh, look, it's hard to say. I thought Brandon Ellis was very, very good. He sort of, as the game went on, he got better. You know, Brad Helbig's another guy we've brought in, and Batchelor I thought was also very good. And you know, look at the strength of Matty Arnott in the centre bounce was another positive for us. So, yeah, there's some really positive signs with the young players coming through our footy club at the moment. Yeah, he is. Look, he uses the ball very, very well, and the one area that he knows he has to work on is his defensive area, and he worked on that again today and had some positive results. So, look, he's certainly put himself well in the mix for that rookie upgrade spot. Brandon, look, we've still got two games to go. He's putting his best foot forward at this stage, but look, he'd be thereabouts on his performance thus far. Yeah, I thought he was very, very good. You know, I think we're up clearances quite comfortably, I think, in the first half, and obviously, you know, a lot of it depends where, you know, out of the side. So our round 2 clash is always going to be a lighter week for a lot of our players, so we took them off, and I'd say Ross's lighter week will be next week when his side travels to Port Lincoln. So it's a matter of mix and match every game times, but Avam was very, very good, I thought, in his first half.
And Dustin Martin, how's his pre-season been? Do you expect him to take another step forward this year?
Yeah, he'll take a next step. He'll obviously play a lot more game time next week, so we just wanted to get another half into him this week. And he's had a really good pre-season. We've just got to make sure he can burn the load. Like, he's a young player, 3rd year, but has played a lot of footy over his first 2 years. So it's just a matter of managing that workload once again.
So is it shaping into a stronger lineup for you next week?
Yeah, we'll have it. You know, Cochin, Deledio, you know, Foley, Grigg, all these players back available. You know, Rance will play again, Grimes will play again. So, you know, we'll probably bring about 7 or 8 players back, starters. I think okay. I think Ty copped a bit of a knock, so we subbed him off early. He's probably copped two knocks. Look, regular season he'd play, but he's such an important player for us. We put the red bib on him pretty early, I think halfway through the second quarter as such.
He was looking good early as well.
Yeah, he was. You know, I thought our structure looked really good, really solid, but then we rested obviously Jack, Millsy and Ty, so we were kicking at, you know, some young kids at the end, but you know, it was a really good experience for those guys.
What did you make of Fremantle tonight?
Yeah, I thought they were good. Look, obviously their defensive press was okay. You know, they're probably a side that is around the mix of us, I thought. So there's a side that, you know, we'll be battling with, but, you know, Stephen Hill I thought was impressive. When he gets the ball, just some magical things happen, and Ballantyne pushing up the ground, certainly dangerous also. I think Neil went well. Did he only play the first half, I think? So, look, they got some good signs.
Disappointing in the sense that Aaron Summers wasn't up there, so
Yeah, bloody hell. We prepare for the bugger all week, and next thing you know, he pulls out. So, yeah, look, he and Pav obviously didn't play, so they're 2 quality players that they'll get back to progress next week.